Now, my Wes Cooley Replica has a unique background to this story. I had made two 1000cc versions of this, one for the late Frank Straub, one for myself, and I wanted to have the later model just to be a unique, one-of-a-kind motorcycle. And step one of the whole process was, once I had the vision in my mind how I wanted it, was to pick up a parts bike. Ray went down to Philadelphia with me. We picked up a parts bike pretty inexpensively. It served so I had an extra set of wheels and an extra set of bodywork to do my evil twin replica. Now, unfortunately, I only have two pictures. This is the late Frank Straub and one of the GS1000 Wes Cooley bikes that I did for him. I actually did one for myself and one for him. And unfortunately, back in the day, I didn't take a lot of pictures. And these are the only two pictures I have. This is mine and his. We had kind of matching. I don't know if they are matching, but they were kind of rip-offs because you couldn't really buy one conveniently back then. So I made two of them for Frank and I. And the idea was I could swap out the wheels and or the bodywork relatively easily and have the stock bike with the tan paint, or have the Wes Cooley Replica one-of-a-kind paintwork. John Pothia helped me make the unique one-of-a-kind logos with an exact paint match. The paint on this bike, and it's very close to the real Wes Cooley ones, the 1000cc ones, is a Mustang color. He verified the color, and we made all the unique custom decals an exact match to that color. And when I compared it to other pictures that I had of the original bikes, it was really close. So many really nice rides with friends, with other people that we meet for the first time, and friends we've known forever. And always, this bike, always a fun bike to ride. Now, any evil twin project, the idea is you don't need to register two bikes, insure two bikes, do oil changes on two bikes. And at the end of the day, you still have two bikes in a matter of a few hours to swap out the bodywork. It works for me pretty well. And I wanted to have a set of gold wheels. This became a labor of love, painting the wheels. The design of these wheels is very labor intensive to paint them. Now, of course, I also have the original set of wheels, the black wheels that I painted to match the tan paint job. So it gives me a lot of mix and match things to customize the bike. Taking the Suzuki shocks apart to paint the shock springs, Pete at Circle Cycle was such a big help. We used his hydraulic press. It was such a job to get those shocks apart. There's a little ball retainer and all the adjusters have to go back in just so. But in the end, it added a nice touch to the bike. The thing that makes it worthwhile to do a bike like this is it's so comfortable to ride, long distance ride, sport bike riding, chasing down sport bikes, but it's just a great all-weather fighter in every way it can be. And one of my favorite spots to visit on any ride is this is the tunnel that goes under 9W. It's really pretty cool when you're in there. Trouble is it's really slippery and bumpy after it rains, but just adds a nice, unique little dimension to any ride. When you're up in that area, I like to go up to the Moodna area for the scenery and the fact that the law enforcement up there is relatively low, and it's very good place to take pictures. And every fall when the leaves change, it just makes taking photography, pictures, video whatever you're doing, it just makes it that much more fun. Now, I always get the knowledgeable people that know all about the Suzukis of the 80s that always ask me, did they ever really make a Wes Cooley replica? The only person that made one I know of is me. And this was during the time I was experimenting with all different kind of cameras and camera mounts, backwards, forward, upside down, back by the chain guard. Every possible thing I tried on this bike to get nice footage, and to a certain degree, I did get some good stuff. Now, I made a lot of little upgrades along the way, including steel brake lines and new brake discs and a better headlight, but it was a labor of love. But the real reason it's worth it is that this bike is just, to me, a great bike to ride. It checks all the boxes. It's comfortable. It gets 45 miles a gallon. It doesn't wear tires out like the bigger, more powerful bikes do. It's got great low-end torque, great throttle response. I love where the instruments are mounted. Most of all, the biggest thing of the whole bike, I love the styling. And to me, this bike, the styling is just one of a kind, unique, and I love it.
Now today I thought I'd take a ride on the east coast side of the Hudson. Oh, as a train comes by. Who knew that was going to happen? But anyway, this is the nice thing about this part of the country. There's a surprise around every bend. This is Garrison, just south. I'm looking at that tunnel down there. That's kind of a cool tunnel. Pretty neat. This is for you, Miles. I know you love to watch these trains go by. Now just north of here is Cold Spring, and that's where we're going to have lunch. So at least now Miles will have a reason to watch this video. But for us, it's getting hot. We'd like to get another 100 miles. And maybe what we could do is go explore that tunnel someday. Anyway.
And this is always my bike of choice when I want to go exploring. I go on a really long, all-day ride. It's just so comfortable. And that's what makes this bike absolutely a keeper. And every time I ride the bike, I always try to think, if I had only one bike in my whole lifetime, this would probably be a good choice. I always think about it that way, and to be honest, I don't know why. Now, whenever I ride north, just get from my house to Moodna is over 70 miles, so having a comfortable bike, and not only that, having a bike that gets good mileage at the same time, and having a bike that's, the performance is beautiful, the throttle response, everything about it. It's just a well-designed machine. And I always say to myself, this is the year Suzuki got it right. This is the year, and the people that respond to the channel and that have had GSs and want another one, I always think, boy, if Suzuki would just come out with this bike and not change anything, don't modernize it too much. Maybe just make it fuel injection or something, but keep that styling, keep the look, keep the double mufflers, and don't get a big catalytic converter somewhere under there where it's ugly. I just think this is, in the world of motorcycling, this to me is a very special bike. And the fact that I have two of them, and that I have this evil twin thing going on with the Wes Cooley replica parts, and I can swap it back really in a couple hours, not even. In fact, I always keep gas in the other tank so I don't have to go back and forth and make myself crazy when I want to do that. but it has really been a unique project, and I have enjoyed every minute of owning it and restoring it. And whenever I look back at any of my restorations or evil twin projects, I always think, yeah, a beautiful motorcycle is a wonderful thing, but what really makes it special is the friends you have and the rides you go on. All of the restoration in the world isn't worth much if you got to ride around town by yourself. And with this bike, I have gone on so many great rides, so many memorable things. I'm so happy I shot the video I did years and years ago, and all of the pictures I've shot, and every one of these rides is memorable. And when I close my eyes at night, I think just one is better than the other. Springtime, summer, all season long, and no matter where you ride, if you have a bunch of great friends, it just makes it even better. But the Wes Cooley bike, of all the projects we did in the shop, and there are many, and all the gold wheels we've ever painted, and all the custom lettering we've done, and mitzvahs we've done for other people, all of it, I always have to stack it up and say, which one did I really think I got the most bang for the buck on? And I think the Wes Cooley project, I got 4 or 5 years out of the bike with that bodywork so far. And it gives me the option, when I get bored or I have a free day, I can just change this back into a Wes Cooley bike, and I have the feeling I have a brand new bike. And some of the friends I have don't know I only have one bike. They don't know it's an evil twin. Maybe we shouldn't tell them. It takes a lot of the fun out. But it is a great project, and there really was not a Wes Cooley bike like this ever. So maybe it's the only one around. I don't know. But we've had other evil twin projects for our GS1100. But as I look back on them, and I always have to look back. That's when you get old, you're always looking back. This was one of the most fun, one of the best, one of the most memorable. And I'm so happy that years ago I had the vision and the energy to do it. And thanks so much for watching.